Hello once again everyone, Original Blood Ace here, back again with another video. Was not planning to do another Ucraft video for, well, who knows how long, to be honest. But I got a message here, surprisingly, on my Ucraft rant video from, as you can see, Nexis games themselves. At first I thought, was this a troll account or something? But no, you click on their name and it is indeed their official channel on YouTube. So they posted on their site a little info tidbit about them responding to the public outrage, because apparently I'm not the only one who wasn't happy, but I mean, we all knew that. I know all my fans here on the OBA Army, or of the OBA Army, were as well not pleased with their decision to strip the game of its Wii U exclusiveness. So I'll show you, we'll go over what they say, and I'll discuss each point one by one, in my opinion, on what I feel. So, Ucraft developers' response to the public outrage, which, I mean, first of all, can you blame us? Are you really shocked? Were you really surprised that people would be pissed off by being promised something and then it not being that anymore? But let's get back on track here. Clearing the air was their first bit. It has come to our attention that our latest announcement regarding the direction of Ucraft has upset many of you within the gaming community. Yeah, no shit. And we would like to take this time to clear the air. Below you will find the Q&A for the questions we have been asked most frequently since our latest announcement. Now, I think there's only like 3 points that they make, but let's go into this. Reason for the initial PC launch. Our primary reasons for launching the Ucraft beta on PC are testing and debugging. Actually, here's a question, which if the Nexis Games guys watch this video, you can answer this question for me. Just comment on my video. I know if you got the beta of Ucraft, you get the full version, but here's the question. If you get the beta on PC, does that mean you'd get the free version on Wii U? That's a good question. Or would you have to download or get the beta on PC and Wii U to get the free game on PC and Wii U? Anyway, so for testing and debugging, we chose this path solely to avoid Nintendo's lengthy certification process each time we need to make an update, because at this stage in development, we know there will be bugs. Or wait, what? We know there will bugs. That's a spelling mistake, or a grammar mistake. You guys should fix that. So first of all, I can agree with you that it's good you want to have, a game with no bugs and you want to patch it up and everything. It's still, even though Nintendo may be a little slow, they are still better than Microsoft, who will charge you up to 25 grand per update. But anyway, for example, they say here, for example, if we were to launch the beta on Wii U, and a bug was discovered, I guess there won't even be a Wii U beta, was discovered, and it would take weeks for us to patch it and redo all the paperwork. Okay, here's another point before I continue reading. If the Wii U version's not coming out till next year, what's to stop you from having a Wii U beta after the PC beta? Because I was planning on recording myself and, on OBA Games, my gaming channel, and of playing Ucraft beta and putting it on YouTube. But if it's only on PC, I don't think you've ever, watched my previous videos, Nexis Games, but my computer's not hooked up. It's a monitor thing, because I'm using an older monitor on my computer. But I can't record my PC for YouTube. That's why I always use, my Wii U browser, because it's just easier that way. So if you do only the PC having a beta, while I could play it, I won't be able to record it and, post it on YouTube and share it with my fans. So that's an issue again. But anyway, where was I? Paperwork Nintendo requires. On PC it will be instant, and I wouldn't have to waste time filling out paperwork that could be, there's a random capital B there, used for coding instead. This approach guarantees a polished and perfected product for console owners in 2015. Now. I don't want to call you a liar, but you cannot guarantee a perfected product for console owners. So many times people praise games and there's it's going to be the next biggest thing, and then it launches and it's filled with bugs on consoles or PC for that matter. If it's Ubisoft, if it's PC, it's going to be filled with to the brim with glitches. Hell, even Ubisoft can't seem to do console games anymore without having issues like Assassin's Creed Unity. So in a way, so many developers are going to release a game that's going to need a day one update or a patch or whatever. And I mean, that you guys seemed like you wanted to do the same thing as everyone else by going multi-plat and stabbing Nintendo, so that would just be something that you would be used to anyway. Um, as well as, you've already said Ucraft is a game that will constantly be updated anyway, so if it's going to be on Wii U, constantly being updated, that means you're still going to have to do the paperwork anyway for each update, so that's not really a good excuse. I mean, that's like saying you want to do, say you're planning to do, you know, 1 month or one update a month in 2015 for Ucraft Wii U. That's 12 times in a year. That means 12 times you'd have to do the paperwork. But it seems like instead of wanting to do it 13 times for, say, a day one patch or something if it was needed, then you want to just ignore that one and do 12. Because you said this game will be supported on consoles consistently and updated for a long time, which means you're going to have to do the paperwork anyway. So it just seems like you're reducing it by a measly 1 to 2 times, depending on how many bugs it has initially, which the whole point of a beta is for us to find the bugs. So, I mean, it was Wii U exclusive, and then I was excited to play the beta, and then all this crap happens, and I don't know. You don't want our help to find the beta issues? Who knows? In addition to testing and debugging, launching Ucraft on PC will help with funding for the development of Ucraft. Except for, maybe you mean for the console versions, because if you've already launched it on PC, then clearly you don't need it funded anymore for the PC version. Funding for this project is vital to us at the point, because as you know, the Kickstarter we launched to help cross these costs was unsuccessful. Yes, another thing, the Kickstarter was a huge slap in the face, a huge joke. 20 grand in 2 weeks, I believe, is what you wanted. That's unrealistic, and I know I was told by a certain member from you guys on IGN, who was the one that gave me an SDK paint code, that research shows that it was like a shorter time period shows more success. Look how that turned out for you. The point was, you had said, we want your heart, not your money, and then you go around and ask for $20,000 within 2 weeks. That's like an upfront 20 grand because you didn't think the Wii U fans would give you enough profits. You wouldn't sell well enough. So that was a definite low blow that was definitely avoidable and unnecessary. I would even chalk that up to being one of the stupid things Nintendo themselves would do that was just completely and easily unavoidable, or avoidable to begin with. So here's my advice. Don't bother with another Kickstarter for Ucraft, because you're going to get the same result, especially since you need to work on repairing your reputation with Nintendo fans if you truly are sorry and care for the Nintendo fans. So the next point here, if the Kickstarter failed, how can you afford to go multi-platform? Good question. We are writing Ucraft in C, using the Unity game engine, and it is compatible with the Wii U, PS4, Xbox One. We know all this. We are already registered developers, yada yada yada. Porting from the PC version to each console will not take very much work once the game is completed. Again, that's painfully obvious, but I'm sure the other companies were going to charge you anyway. And it still doesn't change the fact that it still should be, like, if that means if you don't, I don't know what I'm thinking, I'm tired. My point is, it still does not need to be on those other consoles. Oh, I forgot to mention before for the PC bit. Again, let me repeat myself, I do not mind if it's also on PC. If it's PC and Wii U only, that's fine. But if it's PS4 and Xbox One, no dice. So let's go down to their thing here. Why did you stab us in the back? That is exactly what I had said in my video. In the gaming community, when a title is set to be exclusive for one platform, platform holders normally provide financial assistance to developers. This is done because of the massive amount of revenue developers lose by skipping other platforms. Unfortunately, this is not the case for Ucraft, that is being developed and funded entirely by Nexis Games. This guy says me, and sadly I am not rich. Well, this is going to sound harsh and cruel, but boo-hoo. Suck it up. Most of the people in the world are not rich, yet they do not stab people in the back. So as for the whole platform holders normally provide financial assistance to developers, that can be true, but the thing is, this is new. This is your first game, if I recall. I'm not 100% on that. I might be totally wrong. But you are still a very small developer. Nexis Games, that is. So it's kind of unrealistic to expect Nintendo to fork out some money. And I mean, it could sound like an insult at Nintendo, but Nintendo is not the type to say, how do I phrase this? They're not the type that's going to fork out money for games that may or may not work, unless they have the utmost confidence in it. Example being Platinum Games with Bayonetta 2. They have a very healthy relationship, so of course Nintendo was helpful in paying for it being made. But then again, that's not a brand new IP from a very, very, very new developer. So to expect Nintendo to pay, and then, I mean, to go crying, I don't mean to sound insulting, but to go crying over to Microsoft and Sony, and to have them saying they'll pay you, which, to be honest, I'm shocked Sony could afford even 2 pennies to pay you. But, I mean, to go over to Microsoft and want them to help pay, that's making a deal with the devil right there. That's just that simple. And again, like you said, in your trailer video, you don't care about the money, you care about the hearts, or you want people's hearts. Well, I'm guessing you got that backwards. I'm guessing you meant to say you don't care about people's hearts, you care about money. Because I know you're not rich. I'm not bashing you on that. Hell, I'm not rich. None of my guys are rich. We have small secondary jobs that we do every once in a while just to get extra coins. Not coins, but, what the fuck is the word I'm looking for? Fuck, I can't remember. Ways to get more money that's not from our game development. I'll put it that way. I can't think of the exact way to phrase it. But, so when it comes to our game, we don't, as long as it sells, like say 1,000 people buy it, great. It means we've made 1,000 people happy, and we've had success in having 1,000 people buy something that's not fucking generic first-person shooter shit, like Call of Duty or Battlefield or overhyped, open-world, boring, repetitive crap like GTA 5 or any of that crap. If we make a profit, great. If we break even, great. If we don't, well, it's not like we are, it's not like we're pouring thousands of dollars into development, because we're not. We're simply taking our time, one day at a time, to make something. But anyway, and then you say we still want your hearts. When we made this decision, we had no idea that Nintendo owners would care so much about the Ucraft going multi-platform. Well, again, that should have been blatantly obvious that would happen. Had you not learned from Rayman Legends that was Wii U exclusive, and then 2 weeks before it launched, gets delayed 8 months, just so Microsoft and Sony can get a version? Oh boy, that really twisted the knife in Nintendo's back, or Nintendo's fans' back. And since that was really what started Ubisoft's failure with the Wii U, and with Nintendo fans. And you started off the exact same way. But anyway, we are not 100% against the idea of keeping Ucraft on the Wii U PC, but in order for that to happen, we will need your help. If there is enough interest, we will consider relaunching another Ucraft Kickstarter to keep Ucraft exclusive to the Wii U. Did I not just say a few minutes ago, no Kickstarters? That's not going to work. You could try it 1,000 times. It's going to have the same result, especially now after you stabbed us in the back once. I'm sorry to be critical, but that's just how I always am. I tell it how it is. I speak my mind. I mean, you piss us off, and then you say you're not against keeping it Wii U PC only, but then you want us to pay again. So it's still in the "we still want your hearts" thing, but yet you're still talking about you need money. So it's like you can't have one or the other. You're saying we need both. We need your money and your hearts, but it doesn't work that way. It's the way you said it in your trailer was you wanted our hearts, not our money. Then you go and say you want our money to keep it Wii U exclusive. That's just not, it's not going to fly, man. It's just not. I'm sorry, but, oh, and there's another spelling mistake. You said at the end there, Ucraft Kickstarter to keep Ucaft. I forgot the R. Anyway, it's just not going to happen, man. I mean, you could try a Kickstarter, but if you did, you'd have to do it like, at least a 1 month one and say $10,000 instead of trying to get 20 grand in 2 weeks. Cut it in half, do 10,000 in a month, and then if you do succeed, try doing that once more, 10,000 again in another month. Because 20 grand up front, that's just fucking thieving, or thievery. Is that a word? I don't know. It's just bullshit. Anyway, I've babbled on and on and on, and I've given my thoughts. It's good that you claim that you want to make amends with Nintendo fans, but saying it and doing it is an entirely different story. I hope you guys can make up for what you did, because I still really want to support Ucraft. But like I said, if it comes to PS4 and Xbox One, no dice. No fucking dice. Other than that, I get that you want to make some money from your game, don't get me wrong, but do not use future profits that may or may not be there dictate the future of your game. Just don't do that. You had a vision. You made Ucraft for the people who, even said in your first trailer, something like, how did it go? You wanted, Minecraft. They didn't listen. Here's Ucraft. Dun da da da, or whatever. Do it. You did it for the fans, for the Nintendo fans who were screwed. Go back to that. Stick with that. And you should be fine. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I don't think I'll call this a rant, but I don't know what I'll call it. Anyway, as always, you know the drill, people. I'm Original Blood Ace, and of course my fans, go ahead, let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you somewhat agree with me in the comments? Tell me, I don't know. And remember, Nexis Games, apparently they're watching. And I know that, especially like I said before, the one guy who I talked with before, I know he himself personally likes hearing my opinions on Ucraft and everything. I know there's a lot of people out there who, and you guys know, who hate my opinions. So it's nice that certain other people, like these guys, actually give a shit about my opinions. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up like I've already said. Let me know what you think. And Nexis Games, you may be watching us, but don't forget, we're watching you.